On this week's Waypoint, the groups for the World Championship have been announced, Cassiopea is getting a ton of changes, and Riot is restricting which teams can compete where around the world. What's up, guys, and welcome to Waypoint, your weekly League of Legends recap for September 10th, 2014. I'm your host, Kenzie. In just 8 days' time, on the 18th, the Season 4 World Championships will kick off with the first group stage matches in Taiwan. After a long wait, we're almost ready to go, and Riot has finally unveiled the groups. Group A will consist of Turkish Dark Passage, Taiwanese AHQ eSports Club, Korean Samsung Galaxy White, and Chinese Edward Gaming. The Korean team and the Chinese team are far and away the favorites in that group, but the fight for first will be incredibly exciting. Group B consists of European SK Gaming, Chinese Star Horn Royal Club, Season 2 World Champions the Taipei Assassins, and North America's Team Solo Mid. This is an incredibly tough group to call, and I think every team has a chance of moving on. Group C consists of North America's LMQ, China's OMG, Europe's Fnatic, the Season 1 World Champions, and Korea's Samsung Galaxy Blue. I think the Chinese and Korean teams are again the clear favorites in this group, but counting out Fnatic is never smart, and people never expected LMQ to do as well as they did in the North American LCS. Group D consists of Brazil's Kaboom, North America's Cloud9, Korea's Najin White Shield, and Europe's Alliance. Really fun group. Unless you're Kaboom. Sorry. Shield have to be the favorites, but the fight for second between Alliance and Cloud9 will be amazing. Overall, I'm just looking forward to the biggest and best tournament League of Legends has ever seen. The competition is stronger than ever this year, and I'm expecting Twitch numbers to be completely off the charts. Although the World Championships will not be played on it, patch 4.16 has just released. Azir, the Sand Soldier summoning mage we talked about last week, has arrived, and you're probably trying and failing to pick him in solo queue right about now. Good luck with that. Cassiopea, the snake lady no one ever played, has received a ton of changes to try to bring her back into viability. Cassie's always been a fun, cool champion, and in my opinion, one of the main things that held her back from popularity was how hard she is to play. Even before this patch, she could almost literally melt your face off if you looked at her funny. It's too early to say where Cassiopea sits now, but looking at her new passive has to give you a good first impression. Gone is her useful but boring stacking mana cost reduction. In its place, she permanently gains a stack of Aspect of the Serpent when she does certain things. For every second an enemy champion is poisoned, for each poisoned unit she kills, and every time she hits an enemy champion with Twin Fang, she'll gain a stack. At 75 stack, her Twin Fang restores some health on hit and increases her ability by 5%. At 200 stack, she gets 25% free cooldown reduction and 10% ability power. And at 400 stacks, she gets a ludicrous 30% increased ability power. That's a death cap passive. That's a pretty big deal, guys. The cooldown reduction is nothing to laugh about either. Hands down, this has to be one of the strongest passives in the game, and it alone will make Cassie a late game monster. Late game beasts need early game weaknesses though, and the Serpent Queen is no exception. The damage on her Q and W has been hit hard, but in exchange they'll have a little more utility, speeding her up and slowing her enemies down more. I'm a little concerned about her early wave clearing now, but they were never her main damage abilities, and obviously with her passive they'll still hit like a truck in the late game. Her E has always been her main damage source, and it's still true in this patch. It'll hit a little harder at rank 1 and hit for a lot less at rank 5, but improved scaling combined with her passive should mean that you're putting out more damage at the end of the day. On top of that, it now refunds its mana cost completely when it kills a unit and restores 3% of her total mana on top of that. Her mana costs in general have been adjusted across the board to make up for her old passive. She shouldn't have any problems in that department. Finally, no exciting changes to her ultimate. Its damage has been hit fairly hard, but the cooldown was slightly reduced. Whether or not these are the changes that Cassiopea needed is hard to say. How easily and consistently can she stack her passive? Is she useful early with a reduced damage? Does her utility bring enough to the team? I've even got a funny feeling that we might see her played as support, but I hope she can find her place in the mid lane again. Surprisingly, that's it for champion changes in this patch. Just Cassie and Azir. I suppose with competitive play locked in on one patch for a while, it's a pretty good time to just let things lie. I would definitely expect major changes after the World Championships and before Season 5 though. That's usually how it goes. Other than that, the temporary game mode, Ascension, is live. Yay! Sand power! The expansion of the League Championship Series to 10 teams next season brought with it some concerns. Chief among them being that foreign teams would take over all the new spots, making transitions from the challenge scene to the League Championship Series next to impossible. On one hand, the stronger the players in a region, the better. On the other, everyone should be supporting and fostering local talent. Seeing that this could be a major problem moving forward, Riot has announced a new global interregional movement policy. This will affect all major professional and semi-professional leagues around the world. For the LCS in particular, the policy will be enforced through a regional residency requirement. At minimum, North American and European teams will have to have at least 3 starting players who meet North American and European residency requirements. The teams will still be able to bring in foreign talent to fill the 2 remaining spots if they wish. Most importantly though, the current League Championship Series teams are exempt to this rule. They've got a grandfather clause, basically. What do you guys think of this overall? We heard straight away that 2 Korean teams canceled their plans to compete in the expansion tournament following this ruling. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to take a second to thank this week's sponsor, World of Tanks. World of Tanks is a free-to-play, team-based MMO, action-packed with hundreds of unlockables and hours of content to experience, all for the low, low price of free. And it's not remotely pay to win. Everything can be unlocked by playing the game, keeping everyone on the same competitive playing field. There's absolutely no risk in trying World of Tanks, so head on over to gboffer.com/tanks and check it out today. Following that link and checking out the game is also just a great way to support us and help us continue to make shows like this. Once again, to check out World of Tanks and support this content, head on over to gboffer.com/tanks and have a blast. That does it for this week's episode of Waypoint. For more video game news and content, head on over to Gamebreaker TV. Be sure to check back every week for the latest League of Legends news. And if you like this video, please like and comment below and help us reach more people. And if you want more League of Legends content, recaps, and updates, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, LolNation TV. I'm Kenzie. You can follow me on Twitter at KNZORB. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on Waypoint.
Gamebreaker TV.